Good morning and welcome to Script Gym. Today's Friday, June 14th, 2024, and this is day 12. We are into Act 2, pages 31 to 40. Again, keep that as just a guide. We want to be somewhere at the beginning of Act 2, and if that's before 30 or after 30 really doesn't matter all that much. Got a lot of material to go through. I won't go through all of it too quickly, but it's also on the discussion boards, so please do check that out. The quote of the day, I actually have two quotes by one of our great Americans, Martin Luther King, said, "All progress is precarious, and the solution of one problem brings us face to face with another problem." And that, at its essence, is writing a feature film. That is screenwriting. One problem leading to the next problem, leading to the next problem. And it's a matter of solving problems as you finish your screenplay. And the next one is, courage is an inner resolution to go forward despite obstacles. Courage breeds creativity. And I couldn't have said more about what you guys are enduring right now. It takes courage to face that blank page every day. And I know you're all doing it, and I appreciate that. And just keep going. So we go to the warm-up, guided meditation. I have posted two videos. One is kind of a yoga stretch, similar to what we do in class, and the other one is more of a relaxation warm-up. Then we go on to a writing exercise. It's easy. It's just fun, just to sort of get your creative juices flowing. It's called 5 Items, a classic question. What are the five items you must have on a deserted island? And try not to take your phone. Okay, and so now we are on to our lecture, which is The Journey Begins. Act 2, you are at the point of no return, you've arrived in Oz, and now you move forward. So this is the beginning, the third sequence is really known as the first obstacle. So congratulations on making it to your second act. And this is really, second act is really where people have the most difficulty with. When you read scripts, you see a kind of a pattern, a very strong first act, a very strong third act, and the second act kind of is really undefined. Kind of mixed bag, repetitious, and so on. Tends to sag around that point. So, as I say, the second act is all about obstacles. Putting as many various obstacles along the way. Think Up, the movie Up. They land on the island, and then the troubles really begin. But it's a journey just to get to the island, of course. So you're going to need to break these people. You're going to break your protagonist. Obstacles, put as much crap in their way as possible. And just when they think the situation can't get worse, it does. And when there's no way that our hero can get out of the jam, they do, only to end up in a worse jam. Basically, each sequence centers around a new obstacle or obstacles in the increasing difficulty. Now, they could be as they take on a romantic relationship, and that creates obstacles, or they take a new job or join something new, and that creates more obstacles along the way. And this is the voyage of discovery, filled with wonder and also hurdles. Again, like I said, Toy Story, at the end, as they go off, they think Woody has killed Buzz, and then they go on, and it's that endless journey that they need to go, like I said, of discovery. So you have new goals, stumbling blocks, you bring on new characters, you create a subplot, a secondary plot, ideally that will resolve itself and also will intersect with the main story. Now, it could be a subplot involving your main character. Like if you look at the movie Bridesmaids, for example, the main story is her trying to become the main maid of honor and plan her best friend's wedding while not alienating her. But the subplot it's the romantic subplot that she gets involved with the police, with the cop. So, and that intertwines with the main story. This is also where your antagonist is developed, where we start dealing with that story. So as they take on allies, If you again look at Wizard of Oz, that's where she takes on not only new obstacles, but she meets the Scarecrow. Now that creates an obstacle, it creates an ally, but it also creates an obstacle. The obstacle is that she has to then go to the wizard with him so he can get a brain. The ally is that she's got a friend now to go along with her. Same thing with the Tin Man. Same thing with the lion. More obstacles as they get to their first main goal. And also, like I said, we're dealing with the antagonist story. We deal with the witch somewhat. She becomes a central character of the film, and her antagonistic force becomes one of the main thing that is driving the story. So again, first attempts don't always work. This is where your character has gone on their journey. They try something, it may work, it may not work. Chances are it won't work, and they'll learn from it and then do it a different way. There are ramifications of this. Again, your subplot, this is where your B story or even a C story, that's the thing about a feature, you're not locked into just one story or even one story and a subplot. You could potentially have 3 or 4 subplots. But the only problem is that people have when they write these multiple subplots is they don't resolve them. You want a good example of how someone resolves subplots, read Shakespeare. And in Shakespeare comedies, they've got the main story, and usually you have 2 or 3 subplots going on that do intersect with the main story, and ultimately they resolve just around the same time that the main story does, often with getting married. The main characters get together, they get married, and then those secondary characters do as well. And there's a multiple wedding. It happened in like 3 or 4 of his comedies. And likewise, there are subplots going on in his tragedies. And most of those characters end up dead. I mean, that's kind of the way it goes. But in doing so, they're resolved. Their story is resolved. And the last thing you want to do is say, I don't have time to finish that story. The audience will just kind of figure it out. You have to resolve it. So again, your first half is developing these subplots, developing your antagonist, his story, creating allies, introducing new characters and new situations. And again, when you write a scene, just to drum it in, make sure you enter late, leave early, have conflict in every scene, and also have a beginning, middle, and end to each scene. And finally, each scene, let it build upon the next one. Again, like I said, it's about problem solving. And that quote again from Martin Luther King, the solution of one problem brings you face to face with another problem. And that really is, like I said, the essence of screenwriting. And so once you're finished, that's kind of it for the lecture. Go over these things. Go over what the third sequence is, because that's also on the discussion board as you write, and then just jump in and continue your story and get the beginning of the second act. And by tomorrow at 9 a.m., try and get as close to 40 as you can, 31 to 40, which ostensibly at least get to the first third of your script. That's kind of where you want to be. If your script's going to be, like I said, 100 pages, you want to be around 35. Give or take 35, 40. So that's a really good, goal to be at for tomorrow. And then you go into your workout, which is just building on what we did 2 days ago. So now you're up to 40 jumping jacks, 22 standing crunches. Remember your hand behind here, and you don't want to pull on your neck. You want to bring your knee to your elbow, not your elbow to your knee. 22 squats, 7 burpees with jumps. And burpees, you go down into a plank, kick your legs out, and then jump. And finally, you're up to 18 push-ups. So if you don't do the workout, then rather than just go up by 1, you're going to be going up by 2 or 3, and it's going to become really formidable. So definitely keep up with it. Shouldn't take you more than like 5 minutes to do the workout. And then it's your time to write. Hopefully you'll do that after a workout, after you do either that workout or an additional workout. Keep up the running for those of you who are planning on running. And finally, let me reiterate that quote: courage is an inner resolution to go forward despite obstacles. Courage breeds creativity. So be courageous, my friends. I will see you next week, Tuesday at DMAC. Please do get your pages in. They're not optional. So consider me your accountability coach, and I will be on you if you don't get them in. So please do get them in. I want to read them, and I want to see where you're at, how you're progressing. And for those that have already sent in pages up to this point, congratulations. I'm really proud of you guys. You're doing great. For those that haven't yet, please come on board. Okay, I will see you guys again next week. Look for a video on Monday, just sort of a welcome to week 4. And we're really moving along. We have 2 more weeks of writing after this. So have fun, and I will have a wonderful weekend. Go for a hike, do something fun, and I will see you guys on Tuesday. Okay, take care.